Howdy gamers, let's talk about the runes for Draven AD carry. There's nothing too wild about it. So starting off with the Keystone, it's going to be press the attack. After 3 consecutive hits on an enemy champion, you're going to deal bonus damage and then also exposing them, increasing all damage they take from every source. So you're also going to be increasing the damage that you deal to them after the 3 auto attacks. This simply is like the most valuable Keystone for Draven because it just gives you more damage, and it's also damage based on your level, and then just for getting 3 auto attacks. The other Keystones, they just don't give you the damage that this one does, which is super odd. Conquer is about the only other Keystone that can come close to being useful for Draven. But with Press the Attack, it's as simple as it just gives you damage you would otherwise not have through doing what Draven already does, which is just auto attacking the enemy champions when he has the chance. I'll come back to Conquer, but that's that. For the second runes, you have good options in Overheal and Triumph. If you're playing with an Enchanter support, champions like Soraka, Janna, who have heals and shields, then Overheal is going to be giving you better value because your excess healing becomes a shield for up to 10% of your max health, and then shield is built up from 20 to 100% of excess healing from yourself or an ally. So whenever you're playing with enchanters, it's easier to build this shield up, especially in team fights. In the laning phase, it's pretty easy to build it up yourself. Even if you just have double Dorans or Vamp Scepter in the laning phase, then you have this shield. And then once you have this shield built up with Overheal, it makes it so that you can just you effectively just have more health with it, and then it's going to help you with trades or in all-ins in the laning phase. But in general, Draven doesn't need the help with the trades, as he can take negative trade initially and then just lifesteal it all up from the minion wave. The matchups in which I think Overheal gets the best value is in poke matchups. So champions outrange Draven, champions like Ezreal, Senna, where they have either longer range or just poke abilities. With Overheal, it lets you build up this shield, so then you can just run into those abilities and then start trading with the enemy champion, as they can break the shield and then also damage you, but then your first auto on them is going to be life stealing that damage. And then with them having to break the shield, you're effectively just having more HP or just losing less HP because of that. So that's when you should be looking to use Overheal. With Triumph, Triumph's going to be your default for most matchups. Triumph's going to be better into all the on-hit ADs, champions like Misfortune, Zaya, Kog'Maw, etc. Like whenever you're just trading hit for hit, then Triumph's going to be giving you better value, as you're going to be beating those champions anyways, and then with Triumph, takedowns restore 12% of your missing health and then grant you an additional 20 gold. The 20 gold's like the icing on the cake, but in team fights it's going to be it can be pretty clutch, as if things go to the wire, especially if you're like below 40% health, it really helps you just have more health to play with, and that's basically your main resources, Draven. Your position and your health. And so long that you have enough health and to play with, then it's going to help you get better positions or just win the trade through just right clicking the enemy champion and having more health to play with. For the third rune, I think attack speed's your best option. Bloodline isn't bad, but with Alacrity, if you're running Alacrity and then you have the attack speed from this, and then the attack speed from Draven's W, it makes it so that whenever you just have one AD item, if you're winning, you can choose to just go a second one. So let's say you have Bloodthirster first. If you're winning hard, you can choose to go Stormrazor, Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, literally any AD item second, and then you're not really missing out on the attack speed early. If things are going even, you could get Rapid Fire Cannon second, or even third item, or even fourth item. Having the attack speed from Alacrity plus this plus his W makes it just more manageable to it makes it more flexible in your itemization, especially in solo queue where things are more chaotic and then your gold values can be all over the place. So if you're winning, it helps, and then if you're losing, it also helps. With Bloodline, I think it's potentially a better option at higher MMR, where your itemization is effectively locked. Like you're going to get this so much gold like minutes 0 to 18, and then you're going to get so much gold minutes 18 to 32. So then if you're guaranteed like these 3 items without much interaction, then Bloodline might be a more effective stat in that case. But I don't think you really need it, especially since you're itemizing the lifesteal anyways, versus having to itemize the attack speed. It's way easier to supplement the lifesteal than it would be the attack speed for Draven. For the 4th rune, it's going to be Coup de Grace. You deal 8% more damage to targets below 40% health. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. It has pretty good synergy with Draven's ult, especially in team fights where you can your team can get someone low and then you can just take that kill completely. Very nice. For the secondary runes, you have the options of Free Boots Biscuits or Sorcery with Nimbus Cloak Gathering Storm. Starting off with Free Boots and Biscuits, this is the most standard option. It's probably what you played with in most of Season 9. Free Boots is going to give you 300 gold value, obviously, where you're offsetting the cost of that. And then this helps with your mid-game spike where you can have Bloodthirster and then not having to pay for boots is going to give you Berserker Greaves a lot faster. And then with Biscuits, these are primarily for the mana. With Biscuit Delivery, you gain a Biscuit every 2 minutes until 6, and then Biscuits restore 10% of your missing health and mana, and then consuming a Biscuit permanently increases your mana by 50. So it's basically just for the mana for Draven, and it's like an easier laning tool, but you don't need the mana, and then you also don't need the free boots. With Sorcery, Nimbus Cloak like simply just augments the way Draven functions, and with most AD carries with no dashes, then it effectively does the same. With Nimbus Cloak, after you cast a summoner spell, you gain bonus movement speed, and then it also lets you move through units. So it's going to make your heal give you even more movement speed, and then when you flash, it's going to do the same. Since bot lane's such a long lane, if you're too far up, like the movement speed from heal probably isn't going to save you. But if you have Nimbus Cloak, it might. Even if you flash away, usually that might not save you. But if you have Nimbus Cloak, it might. Same thing with you can also use it offensively, which is probably where you're going to get the most value out of it as Draven, because Draven like naturally wins most matchups. So whenever you're trying to run someone down, you can spin the heal and then actually get them. Same thing with the flash. Whenever you flash in to greedily get a kill, maybe the movement speed is going to let you maneuver to either turn onto someone, get more damage off, or get away entirely in the best case scenario. So Nimbus Cloak is like a super nice luxury solo queue rune, and I just really prefer it over having boots for free and some extra mana in the laning phase, especially where the laning phase plays out where you have this natural advantage and then you try to freeze and zone the wave versus spamming W and E on the enemy on cooldown, as if the waves would be even. So yeah, play to freeze the wave versus running at them on cooldown and then wasting all your mana. And then with Gathering Storm, just simply gives you AD per 10 minutes. Most of the game you're going to be sitting on the 14 bonus AD, and that's completely fine. And then for the adaptive runes, it's going to be attack speed, adaptive force, and armor. This is going to give you 6 attack damage level 1 and then 6 armor level 1. With the 6 armor, you're going to be negating damage from the enemy AD carry, obviously, but you're also going to be taking auto attacks from the enemy support. And then the minions. The minion damage is basically more than a champion early, especially since Draven has the ability to like move past the minion wave and then trade autos. Offsetting a little bit of that damage is nice. And then if you take a tower shot, dragon damage, etc., it's going to be helping you with that. If you're playing into a mage matchup bot lane, so champions like Veigar or Syndra, sure, just switch to the magic resist. But in most matchups, you're going to be running the armor. So these are the default runes I'd recommend for Draven AD carry. Nimbus Cloak is a lot of fun. I definitely hope it's not trash. Maybe it's just a luxury, but it's really cool, man. Anyways, if this video helped you, leaving a like on the video helps me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I answer literally all of them. And check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/SorryNelson. I just talk about League of Legends there mostly. So, yeah. Bye-bye. See you later. Draven's probably going to be pretty good this season. And I don't think a lot of people are like actually going to like notice for a pretty long time. Alrighty. Bye-bye. See you.